Hi, this is Marina from Health Glows, a certified raw vegan diet and healthy lifestyle coach. In today's video, you will learn why I do not practice periodical short fasts, nor I would want to go on a supervised water fast again unless I have a strong reason for that. And you will also learn which aspect of water fasting absolutely does not resonate with me. In my two previous videos, you had an opportunity to learn what is the oldest, the most natural, and the most powerful healing method of the body that is instinctively used by all animal species in nature when they are injured or poisoned. You also learned in those two videos what is the grand and very important difference between a supervised water fast in complete rest and, on the other hand, starving, especially in stressful situations. I highly recommend that you watch those two videos. I am leaving the links for both videos in the description of this video. You can watch them and learn more on those topics. In those two videos, you learned why I not only believe that water fasting is the most powerful healing method of the body, but I also intellectually understand what is the physiological process that is going on in the body when the body goes into this prolonged state of absolute rest, which is a supervised water fast. Knowing all of that, I did my 3-week supervised water fast back in 2022 in a water fasting center in Costa Rica. Even though I'm very much glad that I had my 3-week supervised water fast in 2022, on the other hand, I do not practice frequent short fasts, nor I am looking forward to have another supervised water fast, nor I want it. If you wonder why, stay tuned because you will learn in the explanation ahead. I will start this explanation by telling you about a conversation that I had with a person. This conversation is just one example of many similar conversations that I have had with different people throughout the years. In this particular conversation, this person who has never done a supervised water fast, by the way, and has no professional experience in supervised water fast, is very much opinionated about water fasting. Remember what I told you in my previous video. Stay clear from those who don't know that they don't know that they don't know. Because when people are in the state of ignorance, they usually have no idea that they don't know. He told me that he has fasted many times. And he also added that when he's fasting, he is going about his normal day and having his all life activities as if he is not fasting. I interrupted him and explained to him that fasting is not about not eating. Fasting is about getting your body into a prolonged state of resting. Resting of your digestive system, that means abstinence from food, as well as abstinence from physical activities so that your whole body can go into a prolonged state of rest, abstinence of stress so that you can have emotional rest, and spending time in nature during your water fast so that your senses can have rest stress-free. After that, he asked me if I am frequently doing these short fasts, for example, 1 day a week, in order to keep all the results that I got from my supervised water fast. My reply to that was absolutely no. Then he started preaching to me that if I am not frequently fasting, like 1 day a week, the water fast that I did in 2022 means nothing because all of my results are out of the window. I replied that he had no idea what he was talking about. However, shortly after our conversation, I witnessed a scene in which he showed me that he was right. At least in his case. This is what happened. And before I share with you the scene that I witnessed after our conversation, please know that I am not a person who is criticizing or judging other people's choices, dietary choices, in the terms of how much food they eat and what type of food they eat. However, I have to share with you this particular scene so that you would get the whole point of this story. Shortly after our conversation, this person had his first meal in the day. For his first meal, he ate only fruit, but he put in front of him 7 different types of fruits. There was watermelon, papaya, tangerines, bananas, mangoes, grapes, and dates. All these 7 different fruits. And he ate so much that halfway through his meal, he looked pregnant. I kid you not. Again, I am not criticizing, I am not judging, I am just sharing with you this particular scene so that you would get the point of my story. And in that moment, I thought, oh, this person was absolutely right. Because if you burden your digestive system 6 days a week, of course you need not just 1 day, but at least 7 days to recover from all that. And hear me out when I say this particular word. Alcoholism from food. It is no difference when you drink alcohol and kill yourself with that, and when you kill yourself with burdening your digestive system. You get a hangover the next day, and you need at least a couple of days to recover from that hangover. I choose, on the other hand, to have every meal in such a way that fasting is not needed for me. And please note that I am not someone who is practicing or advocating eating small amounts of food. No, I am advocating and practicing to eat calorically sufficient amount of foods. And how much calories a person needs is very individual and depends on several factors. I choose to give my body all the calories that my body needs for the given day in such meals that are easy for my digestive system to process all that food, so that fasting is not needed for me. Please remember that fasting is a therapy, a healing method that is used instinctively by all animal species in nature when they are injured or poisoned. Whenever you burden your digestive system with so much food at once, your digestive system is injured. Whenever you burden your digestive system with so many different foods that are incompatible digestion-wise, your digestive system is poisoned. When your digestive system is injured and poisoned, yes, that's indication for water fasting. Personally, I would rather never injure or poison my digestive system, and thus I indirectly choose that water fasting is not needed for me. This particular person lives in this vicious cycle of overeating and not eating. And he is just one of many people who is in the same vicious cycle. But then all these people are talking on social media in the phases when they don't eat, and they are saying, oh, we are water fasting, join us. They fail to mention the phase before their phase of not eating. They fail to mention that they are now not eating because they feel guilty and their stomachs hurt because they were overeating in the phase before their not eating phase. They are using water fasting, the term water fasting, to cover up their eating disorder. On the other side of this spectrum, we have other people who are covering up their anorexic behavior by using the term water fasting. And these people are fasting all the time, and they call their anorexia water fasting. This is the aspect of water fasting that absolutely does not resonate with me. If you just think about it, this covering up eating disorders by using the term water fasting is not about water fasting itself. It's about misuse the term of water fasting. In fact, this misuse of water fasting is so frequent and so prevalent on the internet these days, on social media, that I am ashamed to talk about water fasting because I know that misuse of water fasting is giving this beautiful, powerful healing method a bad reputation. And then when I'm using the term water fasting, I'm afraid that many people have wrong connotations in their minds. Please let me know through the comments down below, does my explanation resonate with you? Do you perhaps know people who are using the term water fasting to cover up their eating disorders? People who are advocating and practicing frequent short water fasts, they have in their calendars these days when they don't eat. Why I believe this is very illogical, unnatural, and unhealthy approach to water fasting is the following. There are two reasons. So the first reason is that that day is very much stressful for people, for the body, because the body does not have timing, does not have calendar. The body always lives in the presence. If the body shows physiological symptoms for water fasting, then yes, by all means, go and have a day of complete resting and ingest only water. But if your body is not showing any physiological symptoms for water fasting, then why would you abstain from food? Having that one day scheduled in advance is living in your head, is living in the calendar, is living in the timing, not living in your body. And your body should be the leader. Your body should show you the way. If your body shows the symptoms of weakness, of headache, of stomach aches, yes, that's the body showing you signs to rest, to go into a complete state of resting. What are the symptoms? Symptoms are body fighting for dear life. Symptoms are body's way to detoxify itself. Symptoms are body's fight to restore itself into its default natural state, and that is the state of health. The body doesn't want to go into abstinence from food if the body doesn't have reason for that. I believe that these scheduled in advance days of not eating makes people very stressed about those days. And then people overeat the day before and the day after, which just ruins the whole point of not eating on the scheduled day. And the second reason is, for me personally, is that I love all the life activities that I have in my day, including my meals, including food, and including that one part of meal plan that I always include in meal plans, and that is fitness. If you watched my videos, then you heard me say this so many times. Exercise is part of a diet. Exercise should be included in a meal plan. So if I'm having this day when I am abstaining from food, should I also abstain from my fitness? Because if that's the case, then no, not gonna happen. Again, it is very illogical, unnatural approach to fasting to schedule it in advance, unless you want to go on a supervised water fast, because it is only practical and available in today's world to schedule your prolonged supervised water fast in advance. Again, water fasting is a therapy, is a healing method. And the right approach is to live in such a way and to eat in such a way that water fasting, the therapy, the surgery without a knife, supervised water fasting is a surgery without a knife, is never needed. Now you will learn two arguments that are frequently used by people who are advocating and practicing periodical short fasts. Argument number one is that animals in nature go without food for several weeks or months every year. This is true for some animal species, including some mammals. People are also mammals. Does that mean that we should abstain from food for several weeks or several months every single year? Let's think about this. Animals in nature who go without food for several weeks or several months are those animals who collect so much body fat during the phase of the year when they eat that their bodies consume all that body fat in the phase of the year when those animals abstain from food. Some of those animals go into hibernation mode, known as winter sleep, and during their hibernation constantly consume their body fat, producing fuel into their bloodstream. So they live off their body fat through the whole hibernation. Think about a bear, think about squirrels. And by the way, squirrels also store some food and they wake up during their hibernation and eat small amounts of foods. On the other hand, we have animals in nature that go without food for several weeks or months every single year, and that is their mating phase. And even the phase when they are pregnant and giving birth and breastfeeding, in that phase of not eating. So they are very much active, physically active. But again, all of those animals collect so much body fat during the phase of the year when they eat that their bodies live off that body fat in the phase when they abstain from food. Is it natural, logical, and necessary for people to collect so much body fat in one phase of the year and then abstain from food in the other phase of the year? And let's add another part to this whole picture. So all these animal species who are not eating part of the year, they usually don't eat during the winter when food is scarce. And what do people do during the winter? Celebrate all kinds of holidays. And what does that mean? Well, you can guess. The other argument is that if people lived in their natural habitat, they would naturally be faced with phases when there is no food in nature. And this is true. And it is also true that human body is naturally equipped with enough body fat that human body can go without food for weeks or even months. That is our backup plan that keeps us alive if we come across this phase of the year when food is scarce. But let's think about this argument for a second. If we lived in our natural habitat, as some people still do on this planet, do you think that those people who are suddenly faced with some period when there is no food, do you think that they are looking forward to that period? Do you think they are happy in that period? Or that period is very stressful for them and it makes them move to another region seeking for food? It was only when people started living in one location and started having constant supply of food that people succeeded in advancing in all other areas of their lives. As long as people are solely focused on surviving, people cannot focus their mental capabilities and their physical activities on advancing in other areas of their lives. I choose to live in such a way that water fasting is not necessary for me. I love to have all of my days pretty much templed when it comes to all of my physical activities, my fitness, and my meals, so that I live in such a way and eat in such a way that my body knows that it is getting all my bodily needs met and that water fasting, therapy, is not needed. Having said all of this, I want to share the following. If I bring myself in a hypothetical situation, and I hope it's going to be just hypothetical because I absolutely understand the diseases is not something that we get haphazardly, but it is something that we create through our unhealthy choices in diet and lifestyle. So I choose to always make such dietary choices and lifestyle choices that I do not bring my body into injured, poisoned state, which is called disease. However, if I find myself in this hypothetical situation that one morning I feel tired, I have a fever, I have stomachache, I have a headache, would I go and just rest for a day or two and just sip water throughout my rest? Absolutely. That's when my body would show signs that it is fighting to restore my body into the state of health. And I would definitely help my body by water fasting, by going into this prolonged deep state of rest. I practice to have 3 meals a day, and in between meals, I do not snack nor drink juices. I take in only and exclusively water. And with this, I am giving my digestive system time to rest in between meals. Some people call this time of resting in between meals, water fasting, especially that time between dinner and breakfast the next day. But I technically don't see how that even comes close to water fasting, because to get your body into a water fast, you need to abstain from food for at least 3 days, because in those first 3 days, body is consuming glucose in the bloodstream and glycogen, which is stored in small amounts in your liver and muscles, and only after that the body goes into ketosis. However, I understand that intermittent fasting made many people not to snack in between meals, so I guess there is a good cause to that. I definitely love to give my body, to give my digestive system resting in between meals. Yes, I do drink water, even though I've been on a raw vegan diet since 2012. I'm sipping water throughout the day, and I believe that sipping water throughout the day is so much important, because hydration is key to health. And now I'm going to share with you something that I have never shared before. If you followed my journey, then you know that back in 2022, I went to Costa Rica to a water fasting center where I had my 3-week supervised water fast. I am not a big person. My grown-up height is 169 centimeters, which is 5.5 feet, and my weight, grown-up weight, is 49 kilos, which is 108 pounds. During my water fast, my weight went all the way down to 39 kilos, 85 pounds. I looked awful. I looked sick. I looked like a skeleton, and I was so much aware of my bodily look that I felt very vulnerable in that phase. After my water fast, the supervisor at this fasting retreat, he came to speak to me, as he did with all of the fasters. And first, he told me that he was so proud of me because I endured through the whole 3 weeks of water fasting, and that I gave my body such good results from that process. But then he added the following, which I did not appreciate. But this was your first fast. You should fast at least 4 more times. In my mind's eye, I already saw him taking out his notepad and asking me, would you like us to schedule 4 more fasting with us? And I was looking at him and I thought, you are such a good businessman. Hey, hear me out when I say this. I am organizing supervised water fasts with an expert in this field, Dr. Douglas Graham. And Dr. Douglas Graham teaches our clients to live and eat in such a way after their supervised water fast, so they don't have to come back to us. And I'm always thinking, hey man, what about our business? I'm kidding. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking, thank you for having this approach to our clients, because first and foremost, I want them to feel rewarded for their efforts in coming to have a supervised water fast with us, and to continue to live in such a way that the therapy is not needed for them anymore. Is it the best approach for business? Probably not, but is it the most honest and most humane approach to our clients? I believe so. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you would like to go on a supervised water fast in ideal conditions for resting, for a prolonged deep rest, so that your body gets into this physiological state where your body gets a chance to use all its self-healing power to detoxify you and restore all the structures and functions of your body, then you are more than welcome to fill out the registration form for our next supervised water fast. You can do it through the link that I'm leaving in the description of this video, as well as in the first comment of this video. The supervisor of our supervised water fast will take a look into your registration form, and we will get back to you as soon as possible with his honest and expert opinion on whether this therapy would be first and foremost safe for your condition of health, and second of all, would it be effective? In other words, would you get the results that you are hoping to get from water fasting? So fill out the registration form. Filling out this registration form is absolutely free, and if you happen to be approved for our next supervised water fast, Please know that you are welcome, and we will make sure that you get the ideal conditions for your prolonged, deep resting. Please let me know through the comments below this video, does this explanation of mine from this video resonate with you? Or perhaps you have another point of view on this topic. Please let us all know through the comments down below, and let a healthy debate on this topic start. If you appreciate this video, please give this video a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please make sure that you click that notification bell so to enjoy all the upcoming videos on my YouTube channel, Health Glows. In those upcoming videos, you will learn how to eat a raw vegan diet in a sustainable and successful way long term, and how to live a healthy lifestyle so that a therapy such as water fasting is not needed for you. Marina, what are you talking about? You're running a business of organizing supervised water fast. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, you need to water fast with us at least 10 times. I'm just kidding. Okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And until the next time, I'm wishing you all the best, and as always, keep glowing. Check out all the details about our upcoming supervised water fast through the link in the description of this video.